Welcome on in, everybody. So, I've got some gameplay for you guys today, playing one of my favorite weapons in the game, the Rapier. And this is a weapon that I have played since this game's launch. It has, in my opinion, always been a really good weapon. But nowadays, nobody really plays Rapier anymore. And I'm actually like a little curious as to why no one plays Rapier, because I feel like for what the weapon does, it does it better than any other weapon in the game. But on the flip side, I also think that Rapier takes a lot of practice to play, and it's not one of those weapons that you're going to find a ton of success with until you've had quite a few hours under your belt actually using this weapon against players. So let's get into that PvP commentary, and I'll talk about the Rapier as we kind of go through the clips here. So in this fight here, hanging out at the enemy outpost, a tale as old as time with me. Seriously, if I am in outpost rush, this is basically all I do on this map is hang out at the enemy outpost and just try to look for people to fight. And we managed to do that. Quite a few players kind of peeling off and chasing me here. What I'm trying to do with the fire staff and the movement is just kind of split them up so I can target the target that I want to get, and that would be the healer, because it is very hard to kill anything else when you have an enemy healer just around healing everybody. So, yeah, a lot of the movement here is just to try to get that to happen. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to switch targets every now and then and try to be aggressive against the stack of players. Here you can see we managed to not only get some damage in, but we isolate those guys from the healer just for a moment. I'm not able to really capitalize on it. And here is Rapier just coming in so clutch. We use the gap closer, we get caught after using the gap closer, but just a quick weapon swap, evade, and we are out of there nice and clean. There is no other weapon in the game that's going to allow you to do that. And then we go for this trade with this guy with the flurry. And flurry is one of those skills that, honestly, once you learn the timing of it and you learn to use it at certain moments, it just gives you an easy win against so many different things. You can trade with pretty much any melee ranged opponent. And there you see it right there. Just 3 flurry pokes. We evade out of it. And bam! A clean combo with the Rapier. Down he goes. And that's it right there, guys. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Look at how you can move with Rapier, how you can keep yourself in a relatively safe position while maintaining a lot of offense. And there goes the healer finally. So now it's just me and the last player there, but it looks like another player has come into the mix as well. And we're just going to do a little bit of damage with the fire staff. Switch to the Rapier, go for the gap closer through, and then I go for the burnout. We do manage to land on this guy with the burnout, but he is a little bit on the chunkier side, so we're not getting the damage that I really want into him there. Switch back to the fire staff, and there's a nice incinerate. Oh my god, the fireball goes down. He goes down. Another enemy player comes into the fight, but I just keep on kiting around here, making sure to split through the enemy group as much as possible. The more you can get opponents to turn around, that's basically like the hardest angle for someone to try to aim at you from, is if you can get behind them. So that's kind of the idea, to just mitigate a little bit of damage with those turnarounds. And we're just doing a great job keeping up the offensive pressure. And then there's the flurry. And like I said, we can trade with 2 players with flurry. Doesn't matter. Very, very overpowered ability. And down they go. And it looks like 1 enemy player's come back to the spawn here to try to stop me. And I just kind of redo my potions, make sure that we're going into the fight with our buffs up, essentially. And then I just feed him the damage with the Rapier, try to stay on top of him there. They're really good dodge to get away from this spear stun. And we just win that exchange nice and clean. The enemy musket player here going for big damage. There we go. Another player using Rapier. That's the only build that I really see a lot of people use Rapier on, is musket Rapier and the occasional fire staff Rapier. I have run into a couple spear Rapier as well, but for the most part, you know, it's just not a very popular weapon, and I think it's a darn shame. Look at how good this weapon is. It should be way more popular than it is. Anyway, moving on to the next clip here. Instead of fire staff, we're pairing the Rapier with musket this time, and you guys know this is one of my absolute favorite builds to play. Musket Rapier, fire staff Rapier. I gotta say those are probably my top 2, but honestly, whenever I mix anything with Rapier, I always have a really good time. So I think that's a big part of it. Either way, we've got a few enemy players chasing me here. I get back into kind of a good defensive position. We managed to score the trap there. Big damage with the gun, and just about take that guy out, but he gets to the potion in time. And then I find myself in kind of a nasty spot there, just getting piled on by them. So I use the Rapier to go through them with flesh. and then just keep on the pressure with my musket here. This guy is very, very low, and he's just going to hold block. This is the trolliest thing ever. Now, rapier is one of the best weapons in the game for getting behind enemies, but he's doing such a good job turning and facing me every single time. So we're just forced to kind of chew through his block and eventually hit him with one poke to take him down. We get the player behind him with a really fast combo, and now it's just the enemy musket player left here. And yeah, he looks like he is running away. He does not want to fight. Now, moving on to the next clip, this one here in Capture the Flag, we've got a bunch of enemy players kind of converging on me, and I'm just going to throw down the traps with the musket. We get caught by the stun, but I go for the evade to just kind of swirl around that guy, and then we use flesh to get behind the enemy group. Just like I had said earlier, the more we can get behind them, the more we force those turnarounds, and it just buys us that really nice time there to actually get away. Unfortunately, our friendly player still pimping goes down, so we're going to just have to try to kite out of this. There's a great trap. Oh my God. That was like an 8K power shot. Not even exaggerating. No crit, 8K power shot. Holy crap, that poor guy goes down. If you guys want to see this build, by the way, I do have this one linked down below. The Fire Staff one is a bit of an older clip, so that build is on my channel, but it's a little outdated. Oh, and again, we get a nice shot with the musket. We take down the lower health enemy player there. And then this guy jumps on top with the greatsword. We throw the trap down right away, hit him with one shot, and it looks like he's going to retreat back into the other side. But we got two enemy players that have kind of jumped on top of me here. Go for the rapier right away, the flurry into the evade light attack and the flesh through. We blow all our cooldowns very fast, but when we do this combo, look at how quickly they come back. And we managed to get great damage on those guys. And oh my God, this poor guy just eats the musket shots as he comes up the stairs. So much damage. Down he goes. And we're just going to kite around the back here. I do manage to just kind of barely escape the spear player there because we did blow the stam getting those shots in. But that's, you know, it ended up working out. And now this guy comes back and oh my God, man. All I can say is it's unlucky for him that I landed my shots because normally I miss a lot of shots. So we managed to get a great few shots into that guy. He goes down, and then me and Hen, we just take down the enemy player there. Anyhow, I will let you guys enjoy the rest of this clip as I say goodbye, and I just hope you kind of feel the same way that I do. I feel like rapier is genuinely a good weapon, and it is a little weird that there are so few people that actually use it in PvP. I know for PvE, it's incredibly popular for dungeon DPS and stuff like that, but PvP is a completely different beast, right? I hope that you guys enjoyed the fights. Of course, if you have an awesome clip that you would like to see in the New World Top 5, please, please, please email the clip to Kristofer at pvpnewworld.com. We are going to have an episode coming out either tomorrow or the next day, so look forward to it, guys. And I want to, once the first one comes out, I just want to keep them coming. Anyhow, have a great night, everyone, and I will see you next time.